Hello, everyone. Welcome to my playoff predictions for this year's NHL playoffs. I know a lot of the other guys don't watch enough hockey to do this, but we might talk about it on the podcast this week. Might not, but I just wanted to go fully in depth on my bracket and the reasoning behind it, because playoff hockey is the best type of playoffs, and it ain't even close. Playoff hockey is the best hockey there is. So I'm going to go in depth each first round matchup. And then at the end, I'll give my prediction for who's going to take home the cup this year. So starting off, we got the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Seattle Kraken. So this one is definitely an interesting series. So Avs, just on paper, just a better team. But, they're banged up. They haven't had Landeskog all season. Makar is going to be playing, but he's not back to full health. Not that we know of. And the Kraken are unproven. First time they made the playoffs, so they can definitely win more games than people are giving them credit for. In net, Colorado takes it. Georgiev's just been insane this year, showing that he can be a starter with a .918 save percentage and 40 wins. On Seattle's side of that, Jones and Grubauer both have sub 900 save percentages. So, for them, it's more, Seattle's more young offensive firepower than in net. Avs just a well-rounded team all the way around, and obviously they're defending cup champs. So, I'm going to take Avs in 6. Also, another interesting stat, Seattle has a 2-1 season series lead on Colorado this year, but Colorado rolling into the playoffs in their last 10, 8-1-1. So, Kraken might get 1 or maybe 2 games in, but I'm taking Avs in 6. Next up, we got Stars versus Wild. This is going to be an interesting series. I feel like a lot of people are writing off the Wild, but I don't know. They got never count out Kirill Kaprizov. And also playoff Marc-Andre Fleury. He's made the playoffs for the past 16 seasons of his career. So, but it's kind of interesting because he's not playing as their number one goalie this year. It's been Philip Gustafsson, who really came out of nowhere. .931 save percentage. The record is 22-9-7. But on the other end of the ice, they're going to be going up against playoff Jake Ottinger. If you watched playoffs last year and the year before that, he can single-handedly win so many games for the Stars. And now they finally have the offense to back him up. So the Stars are a sneaky team this year to make a deep run. Stars are also 8-2 going into the playoffs on a 6-game winning streak. Minnesota is 5-3-2. And the series is tied 2-2. I'll be taking the Stars to win this one in 6 games. Kings, Oilers, if you think I'm going any other way than the Oilers, you're kind of insane. Connor McDavid put on an absolute clinic this year, putting up points like we haven't seen since the 90s, which is wild. Scoring this year just way up than normal. Also, the Oilers coming into the playoffs, 9-0-1 on a 9-game win streak. Kings are 5-5. Nobody on that team is going to be able to stop McDavid or Draisaitl. Also, I would say the Oilers have the advantage in net with Stuart Skinner. Although he's a rookie, so you don't know how that's going to translate. But he's been playing really good. And then on the Kings side, Korpisalo, ever since they traded for him, has been doing not too bad. He's 7-3-1 with a .921 save percentage. But series is tied 2-2, but you can't go against McDavid. McDavid showed this year more than any other year that he can do it all. He can win the Oilers so many games, and I'm so rooting for McDavid and Draisaitl to get the cup this year, just because I feel like the Oilers been wasting him for so many years that they weren't able to make playoffs. So I'm taking Oilers in 6 games, maybe even 5. giving the Kings maybe too much credit here, but don't pick against McDavid. Next, we got Vegas taking on the Winnipeg Jets. This series might be the most lopsided in the playoffs this year. Vegas been playing so good all season, and Winnipeg, I feel like just not like almost like just phoned it in towards the end of the season, barely staying in their playoff spot. Vegas has the series 3-0 over the season. Eichel's first playoff, so we'll see how that goes. The only thing the Jets have going for them, Connor Hellebuck. When he's at his best, he's the best goalie in the league. So this season, .920 save percentage. We'll see if he can steal any games for him. But on Vegas' side, they have Thompson with a .915, Laurent Brossoit, who has a 7-0-3 record with a .927 save percentage. If he plays in the playoffs like that, Vegas is going to be really hard to stop. Really hard. So this one I'm going Vegas in 5 only because I got Hellebuck stealing them one game at least. Next we have, going over the East, Panthers, Bruins. This series is going to be interesting. On the year, they're tied 2-2. Panthers have beat the Bruins twice, which a lot of teams can't say they've done that. The Bruins have so much pressure on them to perform in the playoffs based off that regular season. And also, they're dealing with some sickness, I guess. So a lot of the guys are all questionable in our game time decisions for tonight. Also, Bergeron may not be back for game 1. So Bruins, even though they are 9-1 in the last 10 games, 8-game winning streak, Bruins aren't going into the playoffs at their fullest strength here. So Omar was one of the people on the names that might not play tonight, but he'll play through it probably. So Omar, insane year. 40 wins, 6 losses, 1 overtime loss, with a .938 save percentage, which is absurd. The Panthers don't really have anyone to match that other than Alex Lyon, who's heating up at the right time. But NHL playoffs, it's really not how you start the year and how you build your wins and stuff. It's how you end the season. If you just heat up at the right time, you can go on a run. So maybe Alex Lyon can do that. Career journeyman goalie. But yeah, maybe he'll steal a game or two. But also the last time there was a record-breaking team to make the playoffs, so heavily favored, it was Tampa Bay versus Columbus Blue Jackets, and Tampa got swept. So always keep that in your mind that sometimes these insane teams just don't have it in the playoffs. Playoffs are a different beast. That's why they're the best. So even though all that, I'm still taking Bruins in 5. I don't see the Bruins. It's so hard to see the Bruins losing 2 games to anyone. Never mind 3 and never mind 4. So I don't know, maybe down the stretch, but I can't see the Bruins losing 4 in a row. We got the most interesting series in the first round. The Leafs taking on the Lightning. Can this be the year the Leafs get out of the first round? They haven't done it since 2004. I was not alive the last time the Leafs won a playoff series. That says something. In net, Vasilevsky all day. He's just different in the playoffs, and so are the Tampa Bay Lightning. But ever since January, they've been just like mid pretty much. My shirt doesn't say it well enough. But they've been at 500 almost all year since January. So coming into the playoffs, Tampa is 4-6 in the last 10, and Toronto is 7-1-2. The Leafs also have the season lead 2-1. So this is gonna be a war. It's gonna be a great series, but I'm doing it. I'm crazy. I'm taking the Leafs in 7. I think this is the year, but bad for them. They have to play the Bees in second. Hurricanes, Islanders. The Islanders are built for playoff hockey. Their defensive way of keeping everything outside, minimize shots, is perfect for the playoffs. And also, Sorokin is crazy. 31, 22, and 7 on the season with a .924 save percentage. In net for Carolina, they have Freddie Anderson, Antti Ranta. So that's a big advantage for the Islanders. Also, Hurricanes are hurting not having Pacioretty or Svechnikov for this series. So Canes have 3-1 series lead during the regular season. But I don't know. I'm not confident in the Hurricanes. Both coming into this, they're both 5-5 in the last 10. But I'm gonna take defense. I'm gonna take Sorokin. I'm gonna take the Islanders in 7 again. The East is very, very close. And in the final series that we're gonna go over, I think this is the best and is going to be the most entertaining hockey to watch. The Devils are so explosive. They have so much going for them on offense. Same thing with the Rangers, but slightly less, I'd say. But, Rangers doing all that big pickups at the trade deadline. Patty Kane, Tarasenko, they're building a sign. They got that crazy offense. And they also got the best goalie in the league, Igor Shesterkin, in net. And in the playoffs, he can also carry, just like previous years. New Jersey has a 3-1 series lead over the course of the year. But in net, Shesterkin, .916 save percentage. Vitek Vanacek with a .911 save percentage and 33-11-4 record, which I didn't know he was doing that good. Shout out him. But I'm going to take the Rangers in 7. This is going to be an amazing series. Also, there's such a big rivalry behind it. So, also go Kaner. Get another cup. Wrap it up. We got the rest of my bracket. We're going round 2. We got Colorado versus Dallas. I think Dallas is going to have this one. Colorado this year feels like a different team than last year. And I think Dallas with Robertson and Ottinger in net, I can't see Colorado winning that. I'm taking Dallas, but that's going to be a close series. Another one is going to be Vegas and Edmonton. I'm taking Edmonton only for McDavid. He can carry teams so far, and against Vegas's goaltending, I think he's gonna do something special this year in the playoffs. Next, Bruins versus Toronto, and this is when Toronto gets booted. But it would be so nice for fans of Toronto if the team to eliminate the Bruins on their insane year is them. But I don't see it happening. Only in their dreams. I'm taking Boston. Islanders versus Rangers. I'm going to take the Rangers only because offense of the Rangers, I feel like, can get to the Islanders more so than the Hurricanes did when they're all banged up. Then, Western Conference Final, we got Dallas versus Edmonton. I'm going to Edmonton, same thing. McDavid, he's going to do something this year. It's going to be special. And then Boston Rangers. As much as I want the Rangers to win this series, I just don't see anyone beating the Bruins. And that brings us to Stanley Cup Final. Edmonton versus Boston. And that's when I got Boston winning the Cup. I don't see them losing to anyone. But, the closest series I see on here would be Edmonton. So, McDavid, do some magic. I want you to win so bad. Also, I know it's boring as fuck to go with the Bruins, but they're so good. I don't know. They're just such a complete team, but maybe they fall apart under pressure. Most of these really good teams, when they hit the playoffs, it's something different. When these teams are going up against the Bruins, they're going to be going 110% against them. So that's my bracket. I got the Bruins winning. Hopefully I'm wrong for my sake, so I don't need to listen to people. But I hope you enjoyed my bracket. Put in the comments who you got winning yours. Who you got winning the cup. And also, Hawk should have got Bedard. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.